Today we're doing a shave with A&E's Apricity, coming right up. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your host John, aka Lather. If you're looking for things related to the world of wet shaving, you've come to the right place. Now today I'm very excited to bring you a shave with a brand new product, and that is from Ariana Evans, Apricity. And I have both the shave soap in the Kaizen 2e formula as well as the Aftershave right here. Now you might notice, for those of you who do pick up A&E or the shaving shop products, this is not their normal bottle, and because of supply chain issues and this is really not just in the shaving world, but certain things that are manufactured there's shortages and it's hard to get certain stuff. Sometimes it's just like one small piece of a greater product and you can't get it. In this case, we're talking about aftershave glass bottles, and this actually is a similar bottle that's used by Declaration Grooming. So it does have other like brothers and sisters in my collection that it'll match up with. Still looks great. Very solid label that kind of gives you a hint at what you're about to get into. And let's just get right into it, and let me unscrew the top here and give you my initial impressions. Quick look at the pour and the side label. And even before I brought it to my nose, I could get the scent, but let's bring it in closer. All right, so I also smelled this when it first came in the mail, and it immediately reminds me of another A&E soap, and that is Peaches and Cognac, which actually is a scent that I really liked and that my wife really enjoyed. Only problem with that one was it did give me a slight tingling sensation, probably from the fragrance oil. So that's one I no longer have, but this one kind of has that fruity, floral kind of hit. It's quite strong off the tub to my nose. There's even a little greenness, and I would say a little bit of tart fruit going on, which kind of makes sense given an apricot. I eat quite a few of dried apricots just as a healthy snack, and I enjoy that fruit because it does have that sweet sour balance. One other thing that both Apricity and Peaches and Cognac remind me of, off the tub, I'm gonna say it reminds me of potpourri. And potpourri has that sweet, floral, spicy kind of nature to it. And I know, describing something as potpourri might be meant as a put down. I just mean it as a point of comparison. I mean, again, fruits, florals, and spice, when you combine them together, I think, if anyone who has smelled potpourri, it's probably no surprise that your brain goes that way. Lastly, I think I get a little bit of greenness going on in there. Not sure what that's from, but we'll get into the scent notes and all that good stuff in just a little bit. But let me show you what else we got for the shave. First up, for the razor, this is my last go with the Timeless Slim Titanium. I have decided to let this go, but not without one last shave. I think it's a like, but not a love, and that's that. So I did want to have a proper send-off on camera. When I mentioned I was on the fence about keeping this or not, I know a few people were interested, what I wound up deciding. So this is going to go. Solid razor, just not for me. But that's what we're going with today, along with a Gillette Nasset blade, because that's what I used last time. It's a fresh blade because the last one was like on its last legs. So yeah, that's what we're going with today. And for my brush, I'm going with the Simpson Trafalgar T3. And this is one of my favorite synthetics, along with the RazoRock BC Plus Soft Silver Tip synthetic brush. This one, I think around $25, $26 USD. Haven't checked lately, but it's a really big knot. The T3 is the largest of the three options. So if I believe, officially this is 26 millimeters, it feels bigger, especially once splayed. So I haven't used this in a bit. Main reason why I wanted to reach for a synthetic today is in the world of brushes and the different, knot options that you have, synthetic brushes are easy mode. If you're into video games like I am, for old school games, you choose, do you want easy, normal, hard, insane, so on and so forth. And I think if you were to categorize the different brush types, synthetic is definitely easy mode, because part of it is they are very consistent. This is not even soaked. I'm just going to run it underwater before I use it. Also, I would say that majority of synthetic brushes don't have a break-in period, although I will say that I have a Omega Evo brush, and I think that brush actually does really improve with a few uses. It kind of just maybe loosens up the fibers or something. But for the most part, this thing is good to go out of the box. So, in that way, it's easy. I think it makes very consistent lathers. Sometimes because I use a lot of badger knots, depending how long you soak it, or what temperature water you use, or there's just a lot more variables. So if you're at home and you're like, man, I can never make a consistent lather, I have all these problems, and if you've never tried a synthetic brush before, I highly recommend, whether it be this one right here, the Trafalgar K2e, or something else. If anything, choose something around like 24 millimeters, 26 millimeters. Smaller is fine too, but just giving you a rough estimate. If you're having problems with lathers, try a synthetic brush. Whether you face lather, bowl lather, I think kind of controlling and limiting those variables should really help you out. Also, another reason that I'm choosing synthetic today is I've used the Kaizen 2e, K2e base from A&E a few times now, and I think most of the times I've been either giving you guys updates or paying more attention to the scent. Because that's just more what I'm into. But given this base, I know Peter, who makes it, is very excited about it, and others rave about it. I just want to do a better job and kind of set myself up to be able to observe more of the qualities of this lather. Now, that being said, I already really enjoyed other previous versions, all the way back to when A&D first introduced goat's milk, and even the first Kaizen. And I know I think it's been a couple months, and there's been different iterations between Kaizen, Kaizen 2, Kaizen 2e, and I'll be frank, and they're all good to me. They're incremental improvements, and the thing is, I could use the older bases and be just as happy. So I'm not one to knock innovation. So with this video, just try to drill down a little bit and give you guys more observations about how this soap base is. Lastly, for beard growth, it's about 4 or 5 days worth. I'm not exactly sure how much it is. I've lost count. Things have been a tad busy around these parts, but it'll be good to mow this down and look presentable once again. Before we move on, please do all the YouTube things. If you want to help support this channel, you can hit that like button. Consider becoming a subscriber if you haven't done so already. All these things will help out the channel's growth, get the videos in front of more people, and all that good stuff. Also, I would be really appreciative if you do one or all of those things. Thank you guys so much in advance. Alright, so as I'm getting the face lather going, let's jump right into those scent notes of Apricity. Official scent notes here are apricot, blood orange, cardamom, davana, rum, jasmine, vanilla, cashmeran, tonka bean, benzoin, labdanum, patchouli, Indonesian vetiver, and lastly sandalwood. Now, as I mentioned, this one was strong right off the tub, but I'm glad to say that as I'm lathering this, it's not overpowering by any means. It's a nice robust scent strength, which I would say most people who are familiar with A&D and the shaving shop, that's kind of what they're known for, strong scents. To my nose, I would say this is probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10 in terms of scent strength. And as I was saying before about observing just how this soap formula goes, I think part of the trickiness as far as on-camera observations is most of these improvements are really coming with post-shave. And again, I've liked the previous versions of Kaizen and even that original goat's milk soap base. And going back to even those earliest iterations of the soap, I've always felt the post-shave has been excellent. It leaves my skin feeling good. The last soap I used for K2e was Vita. And I would say, yeah, that is one you can go, you know, after you're done shaving. You can skip the post-shave if you want to. I know for me, a lot of times, using that aftershave, a matching aftershave at that, is really to extend the scent experience. Because, you know, frankly, a lot of the soaps I like to use, from Barrister & Man, Declaration Grooming, Zangari Man, and others, they've all stepped up their game as far as post-shave feel and, you know, skin food and all that good stuff. And out of habit or out of ritual, I think most folks are used to putting some sort of splash on, whether that be alcohol-based or non-alcohol. But a lot of these, you know, with the different ingredients that they're adding and experimenting with, you could skip it. Whether by accident, if you just forgot to put it on and you're rushing out the door in the morning, I think your skin would be okay. I will say that this lather is looking very good, very dense and creamy. And I'm just really enjoying the scent. I know I haven't said too much more about the scent, but this is very likable. I'm always worried as far as fruity scents and even things that lean more gourmand. I'm always worried things will get too sweet, and I'm happy to say that this keeps it balanced. I think that sweet and tart kind of nature of apricots, it's really coming into play as far as that goes. Alright, so I'm lathered up and good to go, as you can see here. That's just to show, you know, that is a good looking lather, I would say. And we got plenty of more, you know, for the rest of the shave. Alright, so we're going in for the first pass with the Timeless Slim Titanium Safety Razor. As far as the razor goes, and I mentioned this in the previous video, this is an excellent mild shaver. The overall low blade feel, very smooth. And again, my main reason for moving it on is I think there's just other mild razors that I already have that can do the same job. Efficiency is not that great either. I wouldn't mind, you know, a bit more efficiency as far as how much hair is being mowed down and remaining after each pass. I think that's my main knock against it in my experience with it. But if you're one that likes mild razors, overall I would say that's me, but I would say this is a good one to put on your radar. Granted, I have the titanium, and that's a matter of mostly contributing to the weight. A little bit, you know, some will say that titanium has a different feel. I don't think it feels all that different, but I like it. All that is to say that there's also a stainless version of this Timeless Slim head. So I would say give that a go. I believe it's a 0.5 millimeter blade gap. All right, now let's go in for that second pass. I am really enjoying this scent, guys. Despite the really extensive scent note, you know, breakdown, I'm still mostly getting that sweet, tart apricot note, very much at the forefront, which is good given the name, the name of the scent. I'm getting greenness as well, greenness, floral. I don't get too much of the rum is listed, and I feel like rum shows up in a lot of peater scents. Vanilla is here too. That's probably a little bit of sweetness there, but I do think there's a little bit of woody earthiness, just kind of to round things out. It's mostly if you like fruity scents and you don't want something too sweet like me, and you don't mind a little bit of floral nature to it as well, I think this is a really good pick. It really reminds me of a spring fragrance where the grass is green after a long winter and skies are blue, or it might be even raining because, you know, plants need water, right? Yeah, it's a very spring-like scent. All right, so a very pleasant shave. This is, I think, still plenty of residual slickness. One thing about the Timeless Slim too is if you like to buff during your shaves, going over the same spot multiple times just to get that baby butt smoothness, this is a good razor for that. It's very gentle. I do find myself doing it on some spots like the neck, right under the neck here. So it's kind of like you gotta kind of know your style of shaving. So I'm not one who wants to buff a lot. I mean, I'll do it because if that's how this razor is best used. I prefer, you know, within my normal passes, 1, 2, 3, to get the job done then. Okay, so let's finish up the shave now with the matching aftershave splash for Apricity. Give that good shake. Yep, you can hear the seal breaking. I will say the, oh, okay, well. Caught that on camera. This is not much of a limiter. It's not a limiter really in the sense of the word. If you were to pour this upside down, the whole thing would just come out. So my arm is covered in Apricity aftershave, and I lost a bunch to the floor. So I'm gonna leave that in the video, just so you know, for folks who are picking up the new aftershaves, you guys are careful. Just pretend there's no limiter there. I do think I think Peter had mentioned something like that, and I forgot, and clearly wasn't paying attention. That being said, the scent is very nice. Although an alcohol-based aftershave, there's not a lot of burn that goes on with the A&D splashes. And it's really, if you're in it to just extend that the scent experience longer, this is perfect for that. All right, so some final thoughts for today's shave. The scent on Apricity is wonderful. I need some sort of scale or some sort of scale to, I guess, better inform you guys how much I enjoy it. Granted, scent enjoyment is totally subjective, but maybe a metric that better, can help you figure out whether you and me, whether we share tastes. So for now, let's do a love, like, and hate, 3 different options. I'd say this one is a love. I would recommend checking it out. I mean, I'm always trying to steer those who might like a scent. Even if it's not for me, I want to steer those who might like it towards stuff they like. So again, to repeat, it's fruity, floral, green, very spring-like, not too sweet. It's got a little tartness in there as well. So especially if you guys love apricots, check this one out. As far as the soap base goes, I think it's like splitting hairs between K2e, K2, K, K1, Special K, K Light, Diet K, K0, whatever it comes to be, it provides a great shave, I think. bottom line, I'm not here to rate the soap base or anything like that. It's really, again, I think splitting hairs is the best way to describe it because it's good. You know, like I can sift things out into tiers. I like tier system, you know, whether it's like a top tier, middle tier, bottom tier. The soaps from Peter have always been in the top tier for me. And so just like for the scent enjoyment, a very basic, you know, it's a very basic classification, but K2e falls into the top tier of shaving soap bases for me. So I want to hear from you guys as well. How important is that soap base performance? Are you chasing the base, as it were? You know, what is your top tier soap base? You can answer one or any of those questions in the comments below. And just some final plugs. You can follow me on social media. I'm quite active over on Instagram @LatherHog. Also, I want to invite you guys to come check out our little community on the Lather Talk Discord. This is a little, you know, chat-based server where we talk about all sorts of things shaving and non-shaving related. To check that out, simply go to www.lathertalk.com to get the link for the Discord. To check it out and download is totally free, and you can come, you know, come say hi. No obligations to stay. We'd love to have you visit us. And lastly, while you're over there on lathertalk.com, you can also see our newly launched Patreon page. If you want to help support the Lather Talk podcast, and really the benefits do spill over here to the greater LatherHog channel, you can find out, you know, starting at a tier of $3, it'll grant you access to all sorts of bonus content, things that both me and Gerard are making for our loyal supporters and patrons. But as always, the main content for the podcast and this channel are free for those to view. So we're not trying to cut anyone out, but really instead trying to give back a little something extra for those of you who want to help financially support things around here. And that's gonna do it for today's video. I wanna thank you guys so much for stopping by, for taking some time out of your busy day and joining me for this video. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.